Hey, what is up, awesome people? 𝐂𝐇𝐊 here, and I'm going to show you how I went about getting this little guy here, the Reaper King. So to get a Reaper King, you can't tame one. You have to go down into the red area, find a Reaper Queen, and you have to get impregnated by her, and then give birth to that Reaper King baby. Pretty gross, I know. I tried doing this several different ways. One was by using 3 dino gateways and then getting her trapped in the middle. And the problem I had with this method is getting her to actually go into that gateway to begin with. Once I did get her in there, she just kept knocking me and my dino back, and eventually things would just spiral out of control. There would be ads, or she would hit me and break my hazard suit, or she would burrow under the ground and leave or get out of the trap. Me and my friends, we call that getting arked. When everything is going great, then something happens and it just sets off a chain of events and everything goes bad, and in a matter of minutes, you've lost everything. You've lost your pace, you've lost all your dinos, you got arked. I didn't want to get arked by this anymore, so I came up with a way that gives me better control of the situation, and it pretty much guarantees that you're going to get impregnated by the queen. What I did is I built a trap, and for this trap you're going to need a lot of gateways. You're going to need 20 stone dinosaur gateways to be exact, and 19 reinforced doors. You're also going to need 13 stone fence foundations and 35 stone walls. And you are going to be building all of this down in that red zone, in the radiation. So to cut back on the damage to my hazard suit, I went and I set up a smithy right outside the entrance to the red area. And I built all these pieces here, because there is quite a bit of stone over here and plenty of trees. And then once I had that all together, I started hauling it down to where I was going to set up this trap. And I'm not going to show you how to put this up step by step. Once you see it, I think you'll get a pretty good idea how to do it. What's more important is the location. The Reaper Queens just don't pop up anywhere. There are actually spawn spots, and if I go to the bridge that crosses the river, instead of going across that, I'm going to go to the trail on the left. And if you guys need to know how to get to that bridge, it's in my walkthrough on the Drake Egg video. Just follow that, and that's going to get you to that bridge. You're going to go ahead and follow this path, and as soon as you pass the waterfall, there's a Reaper Queen spawn in this area up near the top. And what I did here is I put 3 gateways up in the middle, then off of those 3 I placed down fence foundations to make this little room in the back. So 3 fence foundations on the left, 6 on the back, and 2 on the right. And I only put 2 on the right so I can get in and out of here with my mega. Then I placed stone walls 3 high on each one of those foundations, and inside that little room I placed pretty close to the middle gateway 2 more fence foundations and put 1 wall on each of those foundations. Then on both sides of the gateways, the 3 dinosaur gateways, I extended off with more gateways to block off the entire area. Then on the other side, coming off of those 3 original gateways, I placed 4 or 5 on both sides, kind of angling out to create a U. Then to finish it all off, I placed doors on all the gateways except the one in the middle. And make sure all those doors are set to manual. You don't want any automation on these doorways. I'm going to head up here and see if she is up here, and there you go. I'm not quite actually ready to fight her, so I'm just going to go ahead and kill her. And you do need to kill a Reaper Queen before you get impregnated. You need to get the Reaper Queen pheromones off of her. You need those to safely imprint the baby. After she's dead, I'm going to go ahead and loot those off of her. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run back through that open gateway, and the Reaper Queen should follow me in, and from back in this room, she can't actually hit you or your dino. In this room, she can only hit you if you're up through that gateway. It looks like she's hitting your dino or hitting you, and she's not. So I'll just go ahead and I'll move up through that gateway, and I'll kill her, and then I'm going to collect the pheromones and then actually get prepared to get impregnated. Things you're going to need to pull this off are 2 or 3 hazard suits. If she does hit you, she's going to possibly and probably break a piece of your suit. So you want to have replacement pieces to switch out quickly. You need 5 to 10 shields, either metal or riot. And these things are heavy, so keep at least 4 on your inventory, and the rest you want to put on your dino. You're going to need a magnifying glass and a weapon with a bunch of ammo. I'm using a pump shotgun with 100 plus rounds. And lastly, you need a higher level mega or a rock drake. Either one will work. Those can stand in there and they can tank the damage. Now once I'm ready, I'm going to head back to my trap, First thing you want to do is try to clean out this area as best as possible from any creatures running around without spawning her. That way you're not dealing with ads while you're fighting the Reaper Queen. Also, you want to put your dino on passive. There's a hotkey to whistle this, but just to be safe, I just go ahead and put them on passive before the fight begins. Because during the fight, you're going to have to get off your dino, and you don't want your dino going after her and killing her. And she has already respawned, so again, same thing. I'm going to head back through that open gateway. She may not follow you in here, and if that happens, you're just going to have to go back to the top and get her chasing after you again, then run back down through here. Once she's down at the bottom in the trap, I'll just move up into the gateway and let my dino just start beating the crap out of her. She really doesn't do a lot of damage to the dinos, so there's not much fear here that my dinos in any trouble are going to die. She does have a knockback attack, and that's what that small wall is for. It's to try to prevent from getting pushed too far back. And if you get in just the right spot, you can kind of get angled and wedged in there, and she won't be able to knock you back at all. So you're just going to keep hitting her. Also, you have to have your 𝐓𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐊 light on to do damage to her. If that light is off, it's not going to do any damage. The goal here is to get her as close to 2,000 health as possible without killing her. When you see she's pretty messed up, you want to stop attacking her. You don't want to kill this one. If you're on your Mega, you're just going to have to try to eyeball it. You can tell she's pretty close when there's blood on her face. At least what I've seen. If you're not sure, just move back to the corner. Get off your dino. My dino's on passive now. She can't damage the dino back here. It looks like she's hitting it, but she's not doing any damage. And I'll move over to the small wall in the middle, and then I'm going to use my magnifying glass to check her health to see how close she is to 2,000. If you're on a rock drake, you can actually just use the magnifying glass from the mount. You don't have to actually dismount to use the magnifying glass. Once you've checked her health, you have a couple options then. You can get back on the dino and do more damage and try to get her under 2,000 without killing her, or you can then use your weapon. If you're going to use your weapon, you need to move up to the side of the gateway. She still can't hit you here, and you just want to time this right. You don't want to get hit by her. You definitely don't want to get hit by the knockback or the poison. So I'll wait for her to attack, quickly slide out, then shoot her. You have to do it this way because if you shoot her from back in the room, your 𝐓𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐊 is not affecting her. You can see she has no burning effect coming off of her, but as soon as you slide out of that gateway, she will start to burn again, so you can shoot her and she'll take damage. If she does hit you, you want to move quickly back into that room and replace any hazard gear that she's broken. We're trying to get her under 2,000 health because once she gets to that point, she'll start glowing purple. And once she starts glowing purple, any one of her attacks can impregnate the target. And you can't see this glowing purple effect while you're mounted, so you have to be off your dino to see it. Once you see she's glowing, you are ready. You can't be under the effects of radiation though. If your gear did get busted and you're taking on radiation, let the timer tick down. If you take any radiation damage once you're impregnated, it will just immediately kill the baby. So she is glowing purple, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on my shield, move out this side over here where we got the open area, and then I'm going to open a gateway door and move up to the front of the trap. I'm going to turn off the 𝐓𝐶𝐀𝐍𝐊. If the 𝐓𝐶𝐀𝐍𝐊's on, she can't impregnate you. You've got to have that off. Now hold up your shield and let her start hitting you. If she breaks the shield, immediately move to the other side of the gateway and swap out the broken shield for another one. Then move out into the open again and let her start hitting you again. Now at some point she should grab you and impregnate you, throw you down, and once you hit the ground, your bones are going to be broken and you're going to be close to death. So get back to that small room and get back on your dino quickly. You're not going to have to worry about her. She's going to burrow under the ground and leave, so you don't have to worry about her killing you. Now, I tried doing this just by staying close to the inside gateways, and it only works that way about 10% of the time. She will grab you there and attempt to impregnate you, but the issue is the animation gets broken while she's picking you up through the gateway, and you end up falling to the ground, and she doesn't actually impregnate you. And once she does that impregnation animation, she will leave, so you will end up not getting impregnated, and you've lost the Reaper Queen. And that's why I'm moving out and up into the open so that doesn't happen. Once you're impregnated, you'll see a status effect in the bottom right-hand corner that says Offspring. That's when you know 100% for sure it worked. And at any time you take radiation damage with this baby in you, it will immediately kill it. And I'm going to show you here. I'll take this off, and there you go. The baby is instantly dead. Okay, so I'm going to have to get impregnated here. I'm going to go ahead and do this again. And now this time, this is 150 Reaper Queen. While I'm doing this, some things that could go wrong. If you accidentally kill her, just leave the area about 15 or 20 minutes, then come back and see if she's respawned. You may get a crazy one that just wants to run away and run and do all kinds of crazy stuff. You can go up and try to do some damage to her to try to get aggro on you, but if she just keeps running, I would just kill her and start over. I mean, I've tried to get impregnated with these crazy ones, and it just didn't work out well. If you're up near the gateway and she burrows into the ground, it looks like she's going to come up into the small room. She won't. She will come back up, but it'll be outside the gateway. If she hits you and kills you, don't get freaked out that your dino is down there on passive. She can't hit that dino while it's in that room, and about the only thing that can get to it is seekers, and they tend to get caught on the walls. You may lose your glow pet though, especially if she killed you while you were outside the gate. But don't feel like you have to rush back to save your tame. And there's a pretty good chance when you get back there, she's still going to be there attacking the walls. And after you do get impregnated, the next thing you want to do is get out of the radiation ASAP. Because if a piece of that hazard suit breaks, like I showed you, the baby is gone. And make sure to put your dino back on neutral if it's still on passive. I screwed up here, forgot to do that, and it would really suck for a Prolovia to stun you on your tame, and then your dino just to stand there, you get knocked off of the dino, and then a piece of your hazard suit gets broken. You're going to see a timer ticking down and an EXP counter. The timer ticking down is the time you have till the baby is going to be born, and that timer will stop when you log off, and then when you log back on, it'll start up again. And any experience you get during that time is going to go towards the baby, up to 52,500, which is equal to 75 levels. So if you get the full 52.5, the baby's going to be born 75 levels higher than the queen that impregnated you. If you die while you're impregnated, it won't kill the baby. The only thing that will kill that baby is if you're exposed to radiation. Now, before that baby is born, you want to build a room to birth it in, because once it's born, it's going to be aggressive, and it will attack your other dinos and people, including you. So build a room to keep it caged up in. Don't build it on top of the ceiling, because you run the risk of the baby falling through the ceiling. When it's close to that timer ticking down, go grab some raw meat and the Reaper Queen pheromones. Enter that room, and about 60 seconds before the time is up, you want to consume the Reaper Queen pheromones. That's going to prevent the baby from attacking you. And once the baby bursts from your chest, immediately imprint it and place that meat in its inventory. And that's it for now. Just leave it alone. If you do need to go place more meat on it at any time after that, make sure to consume more pheromones. It will still attack you even if you've imprinted it up until it reaches the juvenile stage. Once it reaches the juvenile stage, it won't be aggressive anymore, and you won't have to use the pheromones. And then all you have to do is just keep feeding it meat until it reaches adulthood. And once it does hit juvenile, you might want to move it to an area large enough to accommodate it, because this guy's going to get really big. And if you don't move him, when he hits adulthood, he could end up getting stuck. Once he's an adult, you don't need a saddle to ride him. He does have 3 attacks: a standard bite attack, a poison tail whip that inflicts poison damage, increases torpor, and it slows the target. And he has a spinning attack that knocks back all targets in the area. They are kind of slow on the ground, but they can jump just as far and high as a 𝐓𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐿. You're in no danger of drowning on a Reaper King because they can't sink. They just kind of walk across the water. And you can bury them as well. So these guys are super, super useful. One thing that's kind of odd though, when you're riding them and you have your glow pet on, the Reaper King gets that burning effect on them. And that charged light status effect also, which means they're supposed to be taking damage over time. But they don't appear to be taking any damage. Also, they can be healed by the species Z plant, which is charged light. You also would think the Nameless would not attack them, but they still will. So that is it, guys. I hope this video helped you out. Hit that thumbs up button, and until next time, I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.